Hi, welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Yes, that's right, welcome back. So, since last time... Oh, hello. We've got a new sign up. Well, I say sign, it's like a big mobile. Well, that's it. Oh, okay, so there's been a few improvements whilst I've been away. Obviously, I don't run the garage, apparently. Oh, hello, there's a box of turbo. That's always helpful. Okay, so there's been some changes. The only changes I was aware of, are that there is more parking being added to the game. Oh, it's not there. That's a blank door. So apparently now the parking takes less time to load because they've split it up into... Oh, it's more turbo. Split it up into 2 lots of 6 or 3 lots of 4 or something, I don't know. That's not changed. So apparently it takes less time to load. I wonder if they've bought some more advertising, or sold some more advertising rather. But apparently you can also move your cars in and out of the parking garage without having to go to the parking garage. So for instance, I guess I don't know how I'd initiate that actually. Oh, I can operate the lifter without a car on it. Good. So yeah, I'm not sure how you're meant to be able to do that exactly. Oh, I can sell all. Look, I can right click and hold because now it's my new trick. What about the tablet? Does that help me at all? No. Okay, I must admit I didn't particularly read the update very clearly, but it said something about not having to actually go into the garage to move your car out of the garage, which is supposed to save load time, obviously. Not that you guys get to experience a load time because I edit it out for you. Anyway. That's neither here nor there. Let's see if there's any quickish jobs. I fancy doing a couple of quickies. I always fancy doing a couple of quickies. And there's usually one, and you think, great, and it'll replace it with another quickie, won't it? And of course it never does. So maybe we should just skip that. Let's take this. This is like a fun car. Salem Spectre. I don't recognise that either. Go on, let's try that. Right. Oh, it's a nice colour. It's nice to have a nice coloured car for a change. So I guess I can move it into the... I don't quite know how that works. I'm going to investigate that. I don't need to worry about it now anyway. I'm not going to do my auction stuff for a little while. Although I have got about enough money to go looking again. Okay, so what does this car have a problem with? General engine control and repair. Strange noises from the engine bay. For some reason I want to short that to eBay, but of course that'd be very confusing. Running gear problems, suspension, body parts, okay, and spraying it. So, okay, so for these other parts, if it runs, we can stick it in the test path and give it a bit of a... No, can't start the engine, okay. In that case we can do some inspections. So we go into an examine mode, and then we go through our 3 examination tools. Right, so this one will tell us if there's any errors with the running of the engine. There's a few bits and pieces there, but most of it's okay. It's worth knowing what the threshold for parts for the car is, and it's 86%. Okay, so the second test is with the compression thingy, so that's when you blow into the engine and see if any of the dust pops out where it shouldn't. 1 crankshaft, so that's deep in the engine. Alright, and then finally we've got our electricity test, electrizzle test. So we test to see where the electricity drizzles out of the car where it shouldn't. No, all the electrics that it can test are fine. And of course that's colour coded the parts that have been tested now, so we can see which are good and which are bad. Right. Well, might as well just put it on a lifter anyway for the sake of getting it started. You can see there's some issues with the suspension here. Right, so let's get into the engine. We need to get as far in as the crankshaft. Oh, need to take that off first. Okay, let's see if I can use my mouse. That'd be great. Alright, so you can see various these bits are quite brown. Power steering pump's quite brown. So the oil pan looks like it's knackered as well. That's unusual. Been pouring sulfuric acid into the engine. That certainly won't help. I probably want to get under the timing cover, so I might as well just get on with it. I'm going to get to the crankshaft anyway, so I'll take a lot of this stuff off, I think. Although, of course, I might be misremembering where the crankshaft is. Watch as my mechanic ability comes to the fore. Well, that's not my ability, knowledge. I don't have to have an ability here, I've just got a mouse. It's nice and easy. Alright, let's get the engine cover off. Yeah, so camshafts, which means the crankshaft is this thing. I can never remember which is which. So I'll have to get the bottom of the car off to get to the things that underpin it. I'm not sure if I have to come down from the top. That has to come off. That has to come off. I can't remember if we have any gearbox issues, so I'm not sure if I need to take the starter motor off just yet. Okay, well I'm not going to take any more of the engine off because my memory doesn't serve as to whether I need to or not, but what I will do is rise it up, get the oil out, the oil pan off, and we can have a look at the underneath. For that I shall require my oil buddy. Save myself $100 of oil cleanup. Yeah, I've never seen a crappy oil pan before. It's a new one. Looks good enough. Fairly new looking oil, but still. Quite a lot of it. So, pop you out here. So let's get that off. So these crankshaft bearing caps, whatever they're called, they need to come off. Oh, and of course we'll have to take off the pistons as well. Yes, we do. You can see it colours them red. So we do have to go in from the top of the engine, fair enough. Alright, well let's carry on doing that. Keep our mind on that one job for now, rather than doing all the other stuff that needs to be underneath the car for. So, onwards. Oh yeah. So we need to get to the timing, of course. So we need to take this off. Alright, here we go. Good old V8, twice the amount of work. 2 V4s, effectively. Well, 2 4s that are put into a V, you know, if you want to be pernickety about it. And why not? Why not, I say? I say why not. Right. Don't know if I... Do I need to... I'll probably take all of this crap out. Okie dokie. Timing cover, I can now get that off. And then get to the camshaft stuff. Timing belts. Cam gears. You can't tell whether they're knackered looking anyway until you take them off, so it's worth doing. Right. Camera shafts. Let's take the throttle off. Oh, sparkies. Right. Oh, still can't take off the... Oh, we've got bits left on still. Couple of manifolds. Alright. Good. Oh, another manifold. Right. Okay. So there we go. Engine head removal complete. Yes, now it is. Complete. So now I can remove the whole unit? No. Oh, but I only want to take out the pistons, don't I, anyway. So piston, 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 piston. Come on, at your pop. At your pop. My beauties. Come on, at you come. Right, now we can pop back underneath and take out the shaft de crank, as nobody calls it. Okay, so I've left something attached. Oh. This is why the crankshaft's such a huge deal when you need to get it replaced. It's because you have to basically rip apart the whole engine. So, I presume I'm doing it right. I have to take that out from up. Mostly the starter motors have to be taken out from when the engine is, from when the car is on the ground. But of course, the V8 is slightly different. The starter motor is deemed to be an under the car job, as is this drive shaft. Come on, let me click on the drive shaft. There we go. So we have to take this out so that we can take the gearbox off, so we can take the clutch out, so that of course is also attached to the crankshaft. Alright, here we go. Yeah, right. And as it happens, the release bearing at least needs replacing. It looks like the flywheel does as well. How's the clutch plate? Clutch plate's fine, but yeah, the flywheel's a bit dead. So now we can remove the crankshaft. Right, okay, so that's that side part dealt with. So now we can get on with doing the running geary bits, which of course involves taking all the wheels off. Well, I'm guessing it does. I'm going to take the wheels off. I need to, I've got to get the steering knuckles off, so I have to take off. What was it? Oh, I always forget the sway bar because it's usually hidden by the time I'm doing this. There it is. And then you can remove this. And then you can remove that. Well, I don't need to remove that, so let's not bother, eh? Take off the outer tie rod so that we can get at these bits. I guess I have to take off all the brakes to get to this. Yeah. Alright, one steering knuckle. Okay. And everything else on this side looks okay. Next corner. Yeah, same deal here, so let's get the brakes off. In fact, this time the hub wants to come off as well by the looks of it. Looking pretty chocolatey. Right, so let's remember our sway bar this time. The cap wants to come off. What do we need to take off next? Oh, we need to take off this to get to the inner tyre rod, which is also dead looking. Okay, then we can... Oh, really? You have to take this off anyway. Ha! There you go. Removal by Calvin Klein. There we go. Okay, and there, that looks fine. There, the bushes look fine. Right, so back to the rear corners. Let's see what's going on here. I'll just take out the suspension on my cat. I don't need to take the wheel off, maybe. I'm sure I'll find a part that I need to take the wheel off for, but anyway, until then. There you go, look, the rear axle. Relatively connected to the wheel. Relatively. So is that enough? Yeah. Okay, that suspension looks pretty knackered as well, so let's have that off. Okay, that looks like it though for this corner. And the final corner. It's the final corner. Doo-doo-doo. Right, so we've got another axle, so let's get the wheel off. Been bashing this thing a lot. The rear axle's knackered, and the suspension as well. No, not that. This. There's a sway bar, rear end link. Anything else? Anything else? Not obviously. Oh, hang on, there's a bush that doesn't look nice. Crappy bush. Crappy bush, crappy bush. Right, so now we should be able to see the full list. Ooh, we've not discovered a part in the engine. That's always fun. But we've found everything else. Okay, so what have we not found in the engine? That is the question. Oh, let's double check the fuel pump whilst we're here. Requires a bit of finagling. There we go. Oops. What quality are you at? 88%, that's fine. So let's put that back in. So let's check whilst we're underneath. Okay, let's have a look at the front. Oh, the front, please. Thank you very much. Take me down the front. Could it be the oil filter? Could it be indeed? Yes, yes it was. Right, okay, now we can purchase a long list of stuff very slowly because my memory's rubbish. Here we go. Starting with a tensioner of belts. Oh yeah. Right, camshaft and crankshaft for V8s. Camshaft and crankshaft for V8s. Camshaft, crankshaft for V8. Fuel filter, fuel rail DI, fuel filter. Fuel filter and fuel something DI. Detective inspector fuel, idle roller A and 2 idle rollers B. Idle roller. I've gone past it. Idle, yeah, there's an idler roller. For some reason didn't parse that at all. Idler roller, yeah. Ignition coil times 2. Ignition coil. Oops, that's V8 only. Ignition. Oops. Ignition coil. Intake manifold V8. Intake manifold. V8. Intake manifold V8. There we go. Oil filter V8 and oil pan V8. Oil filter V8 and oil pan V8. Power steering pump V8. Power steering pump V8. No, already forgotten. Serpentine belt A V8. Serpentine belt A V8. Serpentine belt A V8. Yes, spark plug and water pump pulley. It's that sparkle. Water pump pulley on the bottom somewhere. Water pump pulley. Oh. Okay, that's all of them. Right, clutch release bearing. Serpentine B. Was that a V8? How come we didn't know about that in the previous bit? Serpentine belt B, V8. Gearbox, and it was a flywheel, I believe. And a clutch release bearing, of course. Clutch release bearing. Good, right. Okay, we're getting there. Find and fix any running gear problems. Okay, there's quite a few of these. Front shock absorber caps. So, running gear, front shock absorber caps times 2. Front steering knuckle A times 2. Front wheel hub. Front wheel hub. Inner tie rod. Lower suspension arm, 2 rear drive axles. Lower suspension arm, 2 rear drive axles. Rear shock absorber A. Rear shock absorber A. Rear spring rather, and rear suspension arm. Rear spring. Rear suspension arm without a letter after it. Rubber bushing, 2 spring caps. Rubber bushing, 2 spring caps. Oop. Sway bar front end link A times 2. And a sway bar rear end link. Alright. Okay, and we'll get the bodywork in a bit. So, there we go. And then we just stick it all back in. It's as simple as that. No problem. No problem. There we go. Can I put these in from underneath? No. Alright then. And put the oil pan back on top. Oh, maybe not yet. Well. Yes. Bolty bolt. Bolty bolt. Do whatever the bolty bolts do. Yes. Alright, there we go. Oop. Remembering all the parts. That's the way it's supposed to be. Oh, that's not the outer tie rod. The wheel popping up's a good sign that you've got most of it where it needs to be. Right, next corner. Spring cap. Spring shock absorber. Oh, I'm at the back. I only just noticed them how I thought I was still doing the front ones. Wow. Oh yeah, got it all going on. There's a there we go, suspension arm. And a rubber bushing to go in it. Shock absorber. Another rubber bushing. Good spot there, me. Whoop. Go in. Go on. There we go. Zoop. Next. Alright, so axle. And the suspension parts. Sway bar, dodgely loops, and wasn't there. Oh, no, that was it, was it? Okay. I'll take it. So there we go. Good. Back down the front. There we go. Almost done. I've got a bit of bodywork to fix as well. And paint the car purple again, because even though the bodywork seems to come in the right colour. Whatevs. Whatevs. Colour matching paint. Make sure it all looks the same. So, we've got outer tyre rods, and then the suspension parts, shock absorber, springs on with the cap on the top, and then there's a sway bar to link it up. And that should be the wheel. Nope. What am I missing? Huh. Is it? Ah, there we go. That's the little wheel hub cap. It's the equivalent of a rubber bushing for the wheel. Something to easily overlook and forget. Okay, cool. So that's that. Oh, we can do the gearbox whilst we're here, of course. There we go. Flywheel. Ah, have we put the new crankshaft in, actually? Yes, of course we have. Silly questions. Right, pressure plate. And then our nice new release clutch, bearing doodad. The actual gearbox itself. Start the motor whilst I remember. Oh, fuel filter. Oh no, not yet. And then the annoying drive shaft you've got to be quite a long way away from before it'll... No, don't, not the wheel. Don't click on the wheel. Oh, boo. Come on. There we go. Surely now I can see the drive there. Oh, there. Slightly awkward, but you know, not too terrible. Good, good. Right. Yep, that's all done. I can put that wheel on whilst we're here. And then there are bits from the engine bay time. So let's bring it down. in we go. So let's get the engine back together. And ooh, come on, there we go. Yes, good. We don't have to deal with the fact that it's aluminium. We'll worry about putting the bolts on in the right order. Not that shaz. Woo. Good, good. Right. So, and then it's the at the top of that. We put the spark plugs in, of course. Making careful note to put the same ones back in the holes you got them out of. Keep it all the same. No, I know you don't have to do that, really. Nice fancy new intake manifold. Put the throttle back on that. Just can't think I forget. I normally think about taking off the throttle. Right, why can't I put this back on yet? Oh yeah, I need to put the cam gear back on, the timing thing back together. Is that everything? It's not letting me put the timing thing back on there yet, so keep working away. I'm sure it'll become obvious. So gently brush those. Oh yes, I have to put these parts back on first. Ah, the oil pan, of course, maybe needs to go back on next. I don't know. Can't hurt to put it back on, of course. Now we've got all the pistons and stuff in. It seems to be the next thing on, which, oh no, maybe it's because of these fuel rails. Oh, there's not anything else I've forgotten to put on there. Right, let's put the oil pan back on then, as I've forgotten to do that before. Whoop, missed. Right, so one oil pan. Nice fancy new one. I say fancy, it just looks like a big lump of plastic, but whatever, it's not covered in brown smegma. See if that lets us to move on with the engine rebuild. No, so I've obviously forgotten something else. Spark plugs, yeah, got those in. I'm in assemble mode. More bits to put on the front. Oh, I haven't put this timing. Oh, I could have sworn I'd put this timing belt on. On Egypt. So sorry for all the people screaming at the screen. Oh dear. You know, if only it highlighted where the parts needed to be, so that you, oh. No, there is no excuse. Simply no excuse. Water pump. It got, yeah, there we go. Idle rollers. Massage those in, and then we should be able to put some belts on. Belts, oh yeah, tensioner. And then the second belt. And there we go, final roller to keep it all in place. Good, so that's the front of the engine put back on. So now we can continue with the heads. Nice shiny red cover, and then the ignition coils. And the little cover thing. Is there anything else? No ignition wires or anything. Nothing as old-fashioned as that rubbish. Oh, for some reason I thought I hadn't put spark plugs in. Despite the fact you can plainly see them there. Ah, that's right, I was thinking of the ignition coils, that's right. I didn't have. Let's put the head back on first. There we go. And the little cover. No extra bits around the outside that I've not put back on. Well, not that I can immediately notice. Okay, also thinking about it, let's fill it with oil. Okay, just double check with the stick of dips. Yeah, pretty much in the centre. Right. Okay. So that's checked, that's all ticked, that's all ticked, that's all ticked. Alright, that looks like it's all done. So just the bodywork then. Front bumper, front right door. So front bumper, front right headlight, I think it said. Front bumper, right headlight, right side. So front right door, tail light and trunk. Right door, right tail light and trunk. So now we need to buy those. Ooh, let's just get the list up. So, and it's a Salem Spectre. So it goes to the body parts. Salem Spectre. Salem something else. Salem something else. Salem Spectre. Okay. Salem Spectre fastback. Oh, that's. I don't think that's what it is. Salem Spectre, here we go. Front bumper. Front right door. Front right. Tail light. Right tail. Headlight and tail light. And a rear Salem Spectre trunk. I think that's everything. Good. Let's put it all back on the car. Do do do. Do do do. No, why can't I go into the... Oh, I have to be looking at a bit of the... Oh, that's weird. Look, I have to be looking at the car. And when I look away from the car, look, if I look at the wrong bit, it gets rid of the assemble mode. It's a little bit honky. Right. Hokey? That's what I meant. Okay, so that's all of that done. Just double check by pressing the right button. Yeah, now I have to spray it the factory colour. So, paint shop. We can't change the colour, I don't believe, so just paint car. Okay, and that is, providing I've not left something important out, job done. Cha-cha-cha-cha! Awesome, there we go. That's really kind of in your face, isn't it? Don't even know what it means. Garrett? Never heard of them. Well, thank you very much for watching, and come back next time and we'll do maybe one of these jobs, or maybe go to the auction house. Who knows the excitement that might unfold when you come back and see Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Whew.